Hello everyone, how are you? My husband was just talking about my intro, so I might have to switch it up a little bit. How are you everyone? It is 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is the TERRAN Lamp Show, where we talk to everyday people just like you with amazing stories. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is the new TERRAN Lamp Show. I have rebranded the show and you are at the right place. 7:30 p.m. every Tuesday for the TERRAN Lamp Show, where we talk to everyday people just like you with amazing stories. So if you have a story, and we know you do, please make sure you get in contact with me. I would love to have you on the show. If you know someone who has a story, and I know you do, please make sure you hook it up. I'd love to have them on the show too. This is episode number 49. We are almost to episode number 52. This is episode, let's see, today is May 4th. So believe it or not, we started this show on May 5th of 2020. So we have been going for a full year on May 5th. So thank you everyone for your support. It is totally by word of mouth. So I do, like I said, if you have someone who wants to be on the show or who needs to be on the show, the world needs to hear their story, please make sure you get in contact with me. I would love to have them on the show. May 5th will be our year anniversary. Thank you so much. That's my mother, I think. And Mom, yes, definitely, you can come on the show too. You too can be a guest on the show. So Barbara, let's see if I can get you here. What up, Barbara, let's see. Going live. Hi.
Hey, Taryn.
How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. You look great.
Thank you. You do too. Congratulations.
I know. I just realized when I said that May 5th will be a full year. We started it on May 5th of 2020. So
wow.
I just realized when I said that, I was like, May 5th. I'm saying hello to Kelly's on here.
Hey, Kelly.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining me today. I truly, like I said to all guests, I really do appreciate it. This is a show about positivity, about love, about sharing our stories, because everybody has one and everybody can learn from each other. So I really appreciate your time coming on the show today. And, you know, I definitely, I actually, well, I don't want to tell anymore because I'm going to tell something in a second. So you're going to tell it. So let's get started. Give us a little bit about yourself and your story and your journey.
Okay, excellent. But first of all, I want to thank you, Taryn, for allowing us to have a platform to share our story. Amazing people, everyday people like me. So I really appreciate it. I really appreciate Kelly for introducing me to you, because I think when I first talked with you, I felt like I had known you for years. So I'm pretty sure you've heard that from all your guests, but thank you so very much for allowing me to share my story. So first of all, I would like to share what I'm currently doing. I have 25 years of pharmaceutical experience, whether it was selling pharmaceuticals and now I'm on the aesthetic side. I always feel that I'm helping people and helping people, whether it's internally or externally. So I've been with some amazing companies, have some amazing accounts, have met so many friends in this industry. And so I had an opportunity to provide a very successful career, but my voice became silent. And so with my voice being silent, I have two boys that my husband and I adopted. They're brothers, and they're now 20 and 15 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, they're growing.
Oh, wow.
and they're pretty tall, so I have to feed these guys. But the oldest is away at college. He just came home for the summer. But just to show who I am, my husband also has two boys, and so we have a house full of boys. And so as a mother, the importance of raising young men, young Black men, came to the forefront. So with my silent voice and with what occurred a year ago with George Floyd being murdered, I realized that my voice was silent and I could no longer be silent. And when he screamed, "Mama," that's when the maternal instinct really kicked in to understand the importance of my voice and to be able to be a part of change. So I wrote a book called Silence No More.
There we are, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to let you, Barbara, talk a little bit more about the book, but I'm going to encourage people to please check out her Insta handle up there. Please go to her website. I was just taking the one I was looking at right before I got on here, and I was trying to find us about the smile.
Yes, that was gonna that's the poem that we're gonna end with.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
That was one of my. So I don't want to steal that one. That was one of my favorites. I was like, that was the
Okay,
one I was
good.
looking for. Right? Yeah. Perfect. We're on the same
Absolutely.
wavelength. Yeah.
Absolutely. I told you get to know a person just by a phone call. So I
I was like,
appreciate that.
oh
Um,
well, like I can relate to that one. So we're going to get to that at the end. So
well,
tell us a
thank
little
you.
bit about the book, and tell us a little bit about maybe some advice you learned along the way, because I think that that's important for everyone, right? What you're talking about is different things, but it's a voice not being silent anymore, right? And
Absolutely.
tell us a little bit about maybe advice on, how you got there writing the book, but also advice on somebody maybe who's kind of in that space where they can't take it anymore. They're not going to be silent anymore.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I did in order to help go through the process of the pain that I was really experiencing, I had bottled up for years because my voice was silent.
Mm-hmm.
After I started watching the video over and over again, I began to ask myself, what could I do?
Mm-hmm.
Because right after the killing or the murder of George Floyd, I received many phone calls, and I received many phone calls from my non-Black friends who really empathized with what I was going through, but I don't think they totally understood.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what? I'm writing a book. What I encourage you to do is to read the book and to read our stories. These are very similar stories. They're stories that have been locked inside my soul and locked inside a silent voice for many years. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I started writing the stories. And then from the stories, I created the poem behind the stories.
Okay.
So that's how I got started. So I think that we are in very unique situations because we're in corporate America, and there are times that we cannot share our voice, but there is a way to share your voice. Now, more companies are opening up to wanting to understand, and you take advantage and take advantage of that opportunity by being that voice. But there's so many ways that you can be a part of change. There's so many organizations, there's so many nonprofit organizations, and there's organizations that you could start for yourself. I started Silence No More nonprofit organization to help empower young kids, young Black men, to help to create the self-love, the confidence that they need to have in order to walk through this and walk through this world, because there's so many things that are right in our faces that really can kill our soul.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good point to let people know that there's so many ways to be a voice.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
My mom, I don't know if she's still on here or not. She I don't know if she's still on here. She was on in the beginning, but she also has adopted children. So, and it's like, and she's kind of their voice, right? She's a voice in a different capacity. And you're a voice in that same capacity and in different capacities. So I think it's important for people to understand that, we can all be voices in different ways, right? We can all be voices for different things that may or may not be us, right? Like I'm also a voice for heart disease survivors and cancer survivors. And I think that's important for us to find our voice and then to figure out how our voice is going to be possibly the voice for someone else who may not yet have a voice.
Absolutely. Because I think over the years, I have listened to other voices, but I think without me sharing my voice, I knew that I had a genuine love for kids. And so by bringing in my two sons, it allowed me to really dig deep into that genuine love that I could love anybody. And so it allowed that part of me, but my soul was dying
Mm.
because I did not have the voice of and to match the stories that I was faced with. So I would like to share my first poem that I wrote, and just bear with me because I am going to read it. So hopefully you enjoy it.
Awesome.
I love I love my black skin. My skin reflects richness. The deep tone of melanin in my skin reflects power. The smoothness in the texture of my skin reflects strength. As I see other blacks, I feel proud. Our backgrounds are diverse, and I am proud. We endure the battles in our diverse way, and I am proud. Our swag is unsurpassed. Our energy lights up a room. Our energy can't be matched. Yet, so many are trying to be like us, but hate us. I ask myself why. Yet we are so loving. We are so forgiving, but yet they want to be like us, but hate us. I ask myself why, but fear us. You must ask yourself why. So that's the first poem that I wrote. And I wrote it because deep down in my soul, I had to start talking to myself. I had to start talking to myself because I felt that I'm a very loving person. I always try to make people feel comfortable, but yet I may be uncomfortable. So my voice became more and more quiet. So I wrote this first poem. I was excited about it because it really uplifted me. So I decided to share it with my boys and my husband. And they were like, wow, who wrote that poem? I said, me. So then I read it to my 5 sisters and my brother, and we all had similar stories. So in this book, I wrote 2 of the poems from 2 of my sisters that shared their experiences. But when I read this poem, they said the same thing. Who wrote this poem? I said, so I kept writing. And that encouragement that you have around you, the positive encouragement, it helped me to continue to write and write the stories and write the poems. And that's how Silence No Mo was born.
So a couple of things I just want to read to you if you can see them. A couple of comments we have. Yay, she is so pretty. Hello, my queen. From Kelly, I read the book, beautifully written and heartfelt. My mom, I'm on. Love the story. Lady Lee, 59, gives you some dap. And my mom again, thank you for sharing your poem. Beautiful, beautiful, mama, beautiful. So let me ask you, because you kind of touched on it. You know, that still took some bravery, I guess, some courage and some confidence. Once you had one of the poems out there, and me, I wrote that. Me, I wrote that. What you know, what other things, maybe the confidence you said, encouragement, did you have to kind of push you along? Because, you know,
Yes.
our voices are, it's me, until, hey, it's me.
Exactly.
I got it. I got the book.
Yes.
You know,
Exactly.
what got you that, you know, help keep you going, help keep you motivated?
I think my support system, I have a very strong support system, and they're very transparent too. So if they don't like something, they're gonna tell me that too. But my husband was very, very I guess very supportive, and my voice was very small and very tiny. You could barely hear it when I said, "What are your thoughts?" And there was so much fear involved. But then my sister stepped up. Lady Lee is out there. So thank you, Lady Lee. That's my
Thank you,
sister.
Lady Lee.
And she's one of my biggest supporters. And she encouraged me. So they started really encouraging me. So then my sister Kathy came in, encouraged me. Then my 2 sisters who shared stories. One is called Purple Pants. And so yeah, and so these are live experiences that we all shared. And I think all of my sisters said, thank you. Elaine Lee stepped up to the plate and started filling orders. She created almost assembly line and putting the books because I got so much support. My friends started buying it. Facebook members started I got so an overwhelming response. Then my voice got louder.
Okay.
It got louder with the confidence that I needed to instill. And I think we all have that, but somewhere along the line it's suppressed. And our soul starts dying because God created something within us that is supposed to be out. And it really just closes off to who you are. And so I think with this, it just allowed me to blossom and be more confident, and voice got louder.
Yes, DJ, I'm saying Augie Doggy. I don't know
That's
if
my that's my husband.
Walk of faith, babe. I
That's
think
my
that
husband.
is, you know, that's so true. I realize, and again, I don't, my mom has never been on a show, so this is her first show she's been on. So she's gonna remember this. But she's saying thank you for sharing your story again. Beautiful. So she'll remember that I used to get on my report card, needs to practice self-control. I've been saying this for a few times now because that meant basically I wouldn't shut up. I could do good in school, but I was a talker, right? And so I tell people now that talk makes me money.
Exactly.
Right? It's what I do for a living, and it's this show. Yes. And people can, and she can remember, I'm sure she has report cards that say basically needs to shut up, but it really, you know, they put it in their teacher words. And I love my teachers, by the way. So I had, but I just was talking all the time. And to your point, I think that, you know, I figured out how to use my voice for purpose, right? Yeah. I figured out how to share my story, how to have things like this, how to, you know, use my voice for others. But I think one thing you just said as well is we also need to be the voice of encouragement.
Yes.
You know, when we have things like, you know, people we know need encouragement, we need not, if we have a voice, be fearful of encouraging them, right? Because you said your voice got louder as the encouragement came upon you, right? And so we need to make sure that we're using our voice to be voices of encouragement for those around us in whatever they do, whether it's writing a book, whether it's starting a nonprofit, whether it's buying a home, you know, whether it's getting married. There's so many things that we need to make sure that we're, you know, giving people. That's what we have our voices for, right? For our to serve our purpose, which I believe is serving people and, you know, to help people have words of encouragement. So that's just a good reminder for all of us that are going to listen in on the show today to make sure we're being that voice of encouragement. And it can be small.
Yes.
Right? It can be a small little text message. It can be a call to say, hey girl, what's up? Thinking of you. Or hey dude, what's up? Thinking of you. Yes. And just encourage people to, you know, pursue their purpose or find their purpose.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about building community. How, you know, how have you been? I mean, I can imagine how you've been doing that, but share with us a little bit about building community. I know if there's, you know, probably a community around you with your book, maybe your next project. So a little bit about building community.
Yes. So I needed to start, I think, with myself and in order to help others. And I had to share the story to allow others to understand. And so as I have moved through this process, I am working towards empowering our youth. And right now I am every dollar, every cent that is used for the purchase of my book, t-shirts. I have my little t-shirt on now. Sweatshirt is going towards my nonprofit to create enrichment programs, youth programs, because the whole goal is to make a change for our future generation and our current generation, my boys, in addition to any child that I come into contact with. And so that's what I do. I use my voice any chance I get now. It's out there. And so in addition to that, I am also working with my son and his friends to be that word of encouragement, to be the best, to elevate themselves. And so that's what I'm currently doing now, because I knew that I needed to do something in order to make a change now.
I think making a change, like I was saying, I mean, that's what we like I said, use our voices for making it. I mean, you know, it's like I said, it's got me a career. It's got me I consider myself, I tell everybody, an inspirational leader. So not only has it got me a career, but it's also, like you said, propelled my purpose. And I think that, you know, as you continue to build that community, I'm talking about you, it's only going to grow, right? It's going to reach, I mean, so many people, because that their voices are going to be the legacy of the next voices, right? Like when you teach your sons, you're teaching them to be a voice. They're going to be a voice, and so forth and so on. Someone is saying, Barbara, you are an inspiration for us all. And then Gwen says a great comment about using your voice for purpose. Thank you, Gwen. And thank you, Kelly. Did we get everybody? I think I've gotten everybody's comments so far. Did I miss any in the beginning? Kelly just saying what up to us. I just think that's, again, so, like I said, our voices are powerful and we can use them for good or bad. And I think during this time, especially right now.
Yes, absolutely.
The world needs to hear good voice, powerful voices.
Yes. And one thing that I have also done is I search out Black-owned businesses. I search out and I encourage, I motivate, I purchase from Black-owned businesses. There's so many businesses that have started up since this time. And so I want to be a support factor, encouragement, and ways to find a way to bring us all together to elevate our businesses. And these are a lot of new young people starting their businesses, and I'm excited to see what their future holds for them.
Yeah, because like I said, you're passing it on, right? You're passing on that voice. What other things did we capture? Everything that the future holds? What's the
future? I think the future holds many things. I'm really excited as I continue to build. Silence No More, we have another series, but it's going to be more focused on the internal part of you, having self-love, self-care. And so it's going to move into taking your inner being and elevating itself so that you could empower yourself. So that's going to be the next book. I'm building my youth programs. So that's all work, as we all know. So those are the two areas that I'm really elevating and working towards. So I think my future is very bright.
Tell us more about the youth program. Can you tell us anything, or I don't know what you can share that's
it hasn't, well, we're in the building process, but what I feel is that what's most important when I started Silence No More, I think that our youth really needs to empower themselves through a reading program, financial literacy program. So there's so many different avenues, but I really wanted to start first with the reading program because I guess because it was in my heart because I wrote the book. But then the next part, which I'm going to give credit to my sister Elaine, because I really tap into other resources where they see a need, and financial literacy was another one. So as I continue to bring in revenue, the programs will be built.
You're getting some hearts along the side there floating. So you're saying heart. I think that financial literacy is an untapped one, if you will. You know, we don't, a lot of people don't, I think that was Kelly. I can't see. Yeah, I think it's Kelly giving us some hearts. So, you know, we don't hear that a lot, or we didn't anyway. I don't know if they do now, but I don't think it's heard a lot in schools, right? Is financial literacy. I mean, there's you know, a different levels of your degrees or whatever, accounting, but financial literacy, and we get out and we have a situation, let's say, you know, when you get out of school or even college, to where financial literacy wasn't a part of your curriculum, and you're kind of not sure what to do. So I kind of have that one near and dear to my heart as I think about, you know, my own, you know, like I think about retirement every day, but that's a whole nother story. Like I love what I do, but I think one day I'm going to retire. Well, we are almost done. I know you wanted to read a couple of your poems. So guys, please make sure. So okay, let me ask you first before you read them. Where do you want people to go?
SilenceNoMo.com. SILENCE NoMo.com. There's a website. You could purchase the book. The book is only $11.99, and every dollar goes towards my programs. Every t-shirt speaks volume. sweatshirts, and I have another t-shirt that says I am worth it. So go visit the website. Even if it's just providing your name with some encouragement, I really would appreciate it. But I wanted to end with this poem. It's called My Smile. My Smile.
Isn't that like, we were like right there. I was like, that's, and then I was like, I knew I should have shipped it.
I love it. Thank you, TERRAN. My smile is bright. My smile shows power. My smile shows love. How is it that one can have so much pain and still smile? Smile comes from deep within. The strength of my being, the depth of my Black soul, the power that is within reflects the smile that shines. So continue to smile each day. Even if it's smiling from outside to in or inside to out, make sure you smile and look at yourself in the mirror. It's empowering yourself.
I think it truly is. I want to thank you so much.
Thank you.
I want to thank you. I want to read this from the back of your book. So okay. I thought, I was reading the back, and I was reading, things that stuck out to me too. Throughout this book, flowers are shared. Flowers start as seeds that blossom into beauty and meaningful purpose. May you find your purpose.
Thank you.
I am, like I said, big on that. I ask you today to be a part of change and help my efforts in future programs. Be a part of change. I think that's what we're here for, right? Yeah. We're here to make change, to make a difference, to be flowers, maybe to someone else. And I like the part where you say being uncomfortable is normal. We have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable sometimes, right? Because we're all learning. We're all in this school of hard knocks and learning together. And to your point, I think that, being a voice, we've got to be that voice for people who don't have a voice. We have to be. And I think poetry is, books and poetry and great things. But I think, one of the things I took away from our conversation today, Barbara, is, and I hope people take a listen, is you can find your voice in many different ways. But that to make sure you are that voice for yourself and for someone else. Right?
Absolutely.
And I think that's what it's about. So I want to tell you thank you so much. I'm reading the rest of the comments here. You are such an inspiration for all of us. So true by my sister, something you said hit her. And then thank you, Barbara, powerful stuff. You're getting a lot of hearts on the side. If anybody has any quick questions, we've got only 1 minute left. Only 1 minute left, beautifully written. I look forward to having you. That's you. I just waved at you. I'm just waving at you. I just waved at you. I look forward to having you back on the show for next. She's a queen, Lady Lee 59 says. To share with us, the like you said, what the future holds, how the enrichment program is coming along. I definitely look forward to your next series. And I just want to, again, thank you for your time, your efforts, your talents, all those things. Someone says, I love
That's
you.
my husband.
Oh, I love you too, husband. I love you too. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. Continue to be that voice. Continue to share with us. And continue. Someone said, we're getting more comments. I love you too. I love you
guys. Thank you.
Yeah. No, we really appreciate it. Everybody really appreciates it. And I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So I want to thank you for your time, your graciousness. I will reach out to you in just a second. And I want to thank everyone for joining us today. Again, this is the TERRAN Lamp Show. Woo! Episode number 49. Cannot believe it is in the books, ladies and gentlemen. We have pretty much, like I said, May 5th will be the year. So we're pretty much a year circle. Make sure you get in contact with me. I see a lot of people on here, so I would love to have you on the show. just DM me or get a hold of whomever you know that knows me. I would love to have you on the show. I would love to hear, and I'm going to take this from Barbara as we signing off, your voice. Be good to yourself and each other, and I'll see you next week,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.